Let's turn this jam up. What's up, you guys? Hello, everyone. We're just gonna vibe to the music. Oh, I forgot to do TikTok. We're just gonna vibe to the music for a minute while I get my TikTok popping. Welcome to Nights with Nicci. I know y'all are like, this bitch is live, and she just got denied a whole writ of certiorari with the Supreme Court. Yes, honey, she is, and yes, honey, we did. And guess what? Still gonna shine. Crown still gonna sit real straight. We're still gonna be here on Nights with Nicci doing our thing, honey. We are still gonna be here on Nights with Nicci doing our thing. You guys are behind the scenes. Welcome to another episode. Timogen, this music is a vibe, right? Thank my husband for that, because he was like, I think you need to use that other song, because I was using another one. And it feels good, right? This is the mood I want everybody to be in when you come on Nights with Nicci, baby. So let me get my TikTok going. You guys, I had curls earlier today, and then this is, oh. I didn't mean to do that. Why does it come up on people's lives? This is crazy. I don't even understand. I don't be knowing half these people that lives just be popping up. You know how you swipe, you guys, and you accidentally end up on somebody's live, and then you're like, damn, well, I don't want to just jump off. Like I didn't want to be here in the first place. But I'm like, I wasn't coming on your live in real life. We're gonna talk about why I'm here, you guys. We're gonna talk about why I'm back, even though I said I was gonna take some time away and regroup a little bit. You know, I know that I said that. I know that I told y'all that I was going to take some time away and pull it together. But I've been on the phone with my people all day, just explaining to them and letting them know that I am fine. Here, let's go live. Just letting them know that I am fine. I am better than fine. Honey, this is not us mourning what we knew was going to happen. This is us confirming that we were we supposed to be. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Nights with Nicci. I am your host, Nicci Gilbert Daniels. Miss Daniels, if you nasty. First of all, I want to give a shout out. Let me get this camera straight over here. I'm sorry you guys have a blue. I don't know what's going on TikTok with this blue situation, but it's a blue situation over here somewhere. But welcome Instagram. Welcome X. Welcome Facebook. Welcome LinkedIn, welcome WRF.TV YouTube, and welcome to my babies over there on TikTok. I love y'all. I do. Y'all know who you are. The people who have just been riding with our family. Ooh, let me put these on right now. I took them off to put the lotion on. People who've been riding with our family for the last 5 years. I'm not saying that because it sounds good. I'm saying it because I mean it from the bottom of my heart. TikTok, y'all are relatively new. And I love y'all too, but y'all be letting the bitch have it. Y'all be letting me have it over there on TikTok. I'm like, oh my God, because you guys are just kind of coming into the loop. But I just want to say, oh, you don't know, J-Rock, you don't know what the court decided. Oh, so for my babies, I'm sorry. So let's look, for those of you who are wondering and you're like, oh God, pins and needles. The court decided that they were going to deny hearing my writ. Okay, so let me say this real quick. Funky Dineva is the reason I'm live tonight. Shout out to my brother Funky Dineva for just being a reminder. A big round of applause to Funky, you guys. Major round of applause to Funky Dineva, because Funky Dineva went on his live tonight. I was watching his live and I said, I'm going to take a little break because J-Rock, I'm not going to leave you hanging. They denied it, right? But we're going to get into it just a little bit, right? I was like, I'm just going to take a break. I'm going to take a little time off social, blah, 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 right? Not that I felt bad. I just felt like maybe that's what I'm supposed to do because, maybe, we want to make sure that we're okay. I don't know if it just really hasn't hit me or I went through a really difficult moment of grief, and coming out of some lightweight grief depression. It looks different on everybody, but for me, it's just shit like I just come in from a trip and I got 5 suitcases and I'm living out of suitcases because I've been traveling so much and I've done nothing to my closet and I've done nothing to, it's just completely discombobulated. Not that I keep it impeccable on a regular basis any fucking way, but I've just really been traveling and going and just keeping my mind busy, which is what I tend to do because of all the stress of the case. So I think that maybe the idea, the reality has set in that it's over. Yes, it's over. It's over. This shit is over. The shit is over. And this is the court. I don't even really think the court even took the time to read the writ. I learned today. I've been having so many conversations. That's why I wanted to come on here and have a conversation with y'all. Please don't get irritated with me staying in my hair because, like I said, it was curls earlier today, and it's weird because I'm used to having hair like we just boom, boom, boom. So my hair feels a little like thin and wispy. But let me stay on task. I don't believe that the court even reviewed my writ, honestly. There is a pile. It gets listed for the conference, right? So it got listed for the conference, the long conference in September. But what I discovered through just talking to people who know a lot about law and whatnot is that there's like another list. Once you get on the conference list, there's a list of cases that they actually take into the conference. So I'm thinking because I'm on the list and it says that I'm on the list and it's going to be discussed in the conference that I'm automatically going to get discussed. But instead, there's another list that is called like a dead pile or a pile they're just not interested in, and just a Rudy Poo pile, I guess, is, our layman's way of explaining this. And I think I got into the Rudy Poo pile, which is disappointing because I feel like if they had really actually read it and discussed it, maybe the outcome would have been different. But I'm not here to, play the small violin. Listen, I went all the way to the Supreme fucking Court. No disrespect to the court at all, but I went all the way to that motherfucker. So I'm celebrating, actually, honey. We over here celebrating, and this is why. I ain't crazy, and I'm not just trying to make this shit up to make myself feel better. This is some real shit that you youngins are gonna realize one day. So y'all know how C. Dolores Tucker went to the Capitol and tried to make some changes with gangster rap, as she called it, right? And basically got laughed up out of there. It was just one of them situations where it was like, oh, lady, please, auntie, please, you just cloud chasing, whoopty whoop, watty wat. I think they got some parental advisory stickers or some shit like that. But at the end of the day, I liken my journey to the Supreme Court, and I can say that. Excuse me. First of all, I am Dr. Nicci Gilbert Daniels in this mug. Let's just be very, very clear that I'm going to wear my doctorate with pride. I'm Dr. Nicci Gilbert Daniels. I worked for this shit. I've earned it. I have been through the fire, through the limit to it, through it all. Shaka, don't be mad. Okay, let me just stop because I done messed up the words. If you're just joining this live for the first time, please don't be surprised. We randomly break out in song. That would be considered our jukebox section. When I randomly break out in song, I'm just asking that you guys give me likes, give me hearts, show me love, right? Because the algorithm is really going to be working on my ass here and now. I've already seen some issues popping up, but we here for that too if we have to be. But I refuse to say that I lost. I refuse to say that I lost this case. And the reason I refuse to say that I lost this case is because that's like being a fighter going into the ring and the ref, doing what the ref needs to do for the opponent and the opponent winning, and you fought your ass off with your hands tied behind your back, hogtied, and the fight got called, right? That's what happened here. The fight got called. So I'm going to move on from it because I don't want to be 50 years down the line, talking about P Valley and Stars and Lionsgate and what they did to me, because the law says that they did nothing. You know what I mean? The law says that they did nothing at all. Now, the other part of it is, like I said earlier, sometimes you have to be okay with losing in a court of law. I feel like what I've won in the court of public opinion is integrity. I feel like I've earned my stripes in this motherfucker. I feel like I have shown up and I have shown that I'm definitely the FAFO girl. Like I said earlier, I did not pick this fight. I have not picked. First of all, there is this shady ass, inaccurate ass um rumor, or there are these, because there's several, that I just walk around like picking fights with people, or like I just be, out here looking for trouble and shit. Then it's never been who I am. And the people who know me, look at my flowers. Speaking of people who love me, know me. That is from my best friend, sister friend since college, my flake. Where is my flake? I said, where is my flake? I said, where is my goddamn flake? Cap Sweethearts, Eastern Michigan University. Hello. Yo, sweet. I'm Cap Sweetheart and Sigma Gamma Rho. So my sister, who was my roommate in college, shout out to my roommates in college, Robin, Chi, Lil Nick, Leah even, Five Beats from the Heart was our line name. And we should have got 3 letters then, because we show was on this mug like given about 4 5 weeks, because there was no Greek line at the time that we were pledging the auxiliary. So they gave it to our asses, but not in a like dangerous or illegal way. Just, we worked for it. So those are friendships that have lasted forever, and these flowers come from those flowers come from one of my friends from college. So am I okay? Yes. Yes. Look at me. Yes, I'm okay. I am not devastated by any stretch of the imagination. I am not surprised. I'm not angry, because, bitch, I'm 55 and anger gives you wrinkles, and I already got gray hair, and I'm not finna be walking around this motherfucker looking mad like some other folks, right? Hopefully I'll be able to sleep better at night. I'm not even gonna hold you up. The last 5 years have been, in the beginning I was sleeping pretty good, but just as things started to unfold and people started to get sick and all sorts of things started to happen. Is everything okay, babe? Or maybe that's my dog. Usually if I get a little tap tap on the door. But I started having trouble sleeping, you guys. I was constantly from 2020, from 2020 2020, 2020, that is 5 years, about to be six, July 2020. I have had anxiety in my chest. I've had fear in my heart. I've had doubt in my mind, because I knew coming into this litigation, which is why I was so vocal, why I was always out here fight the power, speaking truth to power, telling it like it is. Because number one, I knew that major media outlets were not going to show up. I knew that there were even some that looked like me that would not show up. But I really want to take this opportunity to say, before I forget and get on to some other things, thank you. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to get a little emotional here. I said I was not going to get emotional. Jesus. I'm not going to start naming everybody, but you guys know who they are because you've seen the conversations on their pages. Thank you to my writers. That makes me emotional. Thank you to the people in these YouTube streets, in these social media streets, who showed up for me. Even if they were neutral, even if they, didn't pick a side, who showed up for me to have a platform to share my truth, right? Because there is no feeling like knowing that you're telling the truth and having, people just, what do you call them? Trolls and shit, robots, which that's the new name for their asses, because I really believe that most trolls are robots, but that's a whole nother conversation. No offense to the good robots. But thank you to all those people. You know who you are. I want to name some of the, you know what? I will list the outlets and name them. But you guys are already following most of them anyway. They also are the people who inspired me to continue this journey on YouTube, to continue building this WIRF.TV platform. There are days when I wake up and I'm just so over social media, and I'm just so like, I used to take I would take every year, I would take like a 30-day hiatus during the holidays from it or whatever. But over the past few years in particular, social media has become a major source of income, being able to market and promote your brand. So literally taking time off of social media is taking time off of work, taking time off of your day job, your night job in my case. And tonight when Funky didn't even mention, like, I ain't even feel like coming to work. I'm like, this I got all the followers in the whole wide world. And he show up on time at 8 o'clock. So I'm gonna try to be more consistent in my 10:30. But what I did say is that I was going to come up here and show up tonight because we have a good time here. For the most part, every now and then a bubblehead will come through and say some bubblehead shit, but they get converted. They become fans of Nights with Nicci, and thank you in advance for the follows and all of that, and each of you in social media, even though I know I only reach 5 of the 200,000 Instagram followers that I have. I know only 5 of y'all actually see my posts and shit, but I thank you 5 or you 20, whatever. I'm really, really pleasantly surprised at the energy that I'm getting from the people on X. I know that it has been a little debatable about whether or not I should be over there hanging out with y'all just because of who you're on, right? But I also believe that we should be live and active on every platform that we have, right? That is just at this point with what's going on in our community. I don't think that we can afford to grow weary and take time off. Our congressmen and congresswomen and senators and political figures and doctors and lawyers and, therapists, they can't just take the day off because they got denied a writ of certiorari with the Supreme Court of the United States, or because a relative died of cancer, or because I always think about those essential workers where if everybody just decided, I got to take a day off, I need a break. And I desperately need like a real breaky break, right? But I also have to consider that y'all expect me to show up, and I enjoy showing up here because it is therapeutic for me. And a lot of uh my advocacy started off being a little selfish, right? If I'm be totally honest, I started off being a little selfish, not intentionally selfish, right? Look, somebody just watch RBD was just wait for a reason to be like, I knew it. But selfish from the perspective of I felt like I could come on here and I could vent and I could release some of the frustration that I have in my heart, um, for these circumstances. Like I said, the reason I was advocating and asking, for I want a trial, I just want to be heard. If you go back to the very first video, which I'm not suggesting that you do, because whatever, we'll leave those for the babies when they want to go through the catalog and whatnot. And please, you guys, if you do want to see those things, then go have a look-see, because we are going to put a lot of that stuff in our members section because we are viewer and watcher supported. Speaking of viewer and watcher supported, yes, the Cash App is in there. It is Fight, the number 4, Worth, WIRF. Fight for Worth. We are viewer supported. So please, if you enjoy this content, we are going to be consistent. We're going to show up to work, like Funky says. I would really appreciate it if you guys would support. I used to be real funny about asking, but I got a whole lot of legal fees I have to pay, and grandson that needs to be able to go to college, and yeah, we owe everybody at this point, y'all. And it's interesting because my husband asked me, wouldn't he just usually makes a statement, right? And it comes off like a question. How they be like, is that what you want to do? That's what you're wearing? That shirt don't look a little young for you? That kind of thing, right? So it's a question, but it's really a statement. Shout out to my amazing husband who is going to be turning, I ain't gonna tell his age, but older than me in just a matter of hours. Yes, he might even be on here when the old man turns his age. But and oh my goodness, can we please happy birthday to you? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lex. And anybody else, Trish, and anybody else who's October 6th or 5th or 4th or 3rd. Happy birthday to you and many more. Lex is my amazing, incredible bonus daughter. Yes. And today is her birthday. So, needless to say, the family has been through a lot for this to be a week of celebration and actually a month of celebrations because I'm just surrounded by Libras. Libras everywhere we go. People were asking me on a live yesterday if I was a Libra because I had the scales on. No, I had the scales on because I was believing in the judicial system. They are sterling silver, and for the price of $29.99, I got them from the Supreme Court. You can get. No, I'm just playing. I'm not going to sell my earrings. I'm going to keep them, and you know, I don't know. Maybe my granddaughter will take them one day and be like, "These were my grandmother's earrings," and she, filed a writ of certiorari in the Supreme Court of the United States of America because it's going to be there forever, forever, ever, forever, ever. The truth will always be there, and that, my dear friends, is the reason why I filed it. Because let me tell you something. I knew that they were not going to grant this writ. I knew it not just because I was a pro se litigant, although if you had an opportunity to be on the live last night, then you'll see that I wrote the shit out of that writ. It's very, very, very good, especially for somebody who's not a lawyer. But it got ignored. It got thrown in the trash. And it was tens of thousands of dollars just thrown in the trash. But just like everything else, all the money that we put into this is just in the garbage. It's in the trash. Why? Because this is how it goes. And we know for sure that this is how it goes. Why? Because we went all the way to the Supreme Court of the United States of America. And they said, get that out of here, young girl. We want no parts of it. They didn't really actually say that. Got to be careful about that shit too. They just didn't feel like it was important enough to discuss. So now as it stands, unfortunately, my case is going to be an example for people who, might be considering fighting for their rights, people who might recognize their materials and their stories in somebody else's material and someone else's stories. And, you will be able to look at Gilbert Daniels versus Lionsgate and say, either I don't want that to be me, so I'm going to pull this thing back and just let them have it, which is sad and dangerous. And the reason I say that is because, listen, these judges out here, baby, they making you pay legal fees just because you had the audacity, just because you had the nerve to stand up for yourself. That's what happened to me. And you guys watched it happen real time. And I'm not lying or exaggerating or mischaracterizing anything, and said it in plain English. We want to deter these people from doing this all the time. And if we decide that you ain't got no case, you ain't got no case, no matter how good of a case everybody else thinks you have. If I think your case is not good, then it is what it is. And we learn that the hard way, the expensive way. But I think that the reason why God gave me this is because he knew that after finding out I lost in the Supreme Court, I'd be like, okay, what's next? What we doing next, y'all? Okay, what else is the focus? But keeping in the back of my mind, knowing that this lesson that I learned that was hard AF, that I don't want anybody else to have to experience. Knowing that we can still do good and we can still go forward and we can still educate people, right? Now, the thing is, what we are educating people on has changed since I've been in this case. Because since I've been in this case, we have gone from people wanting to be on a network, wanting to pitch their shows and sell their shows to networks and stuff, to people being able to just do their shit without these books, to having platforms where we can do our own things whenever, however we want. Now, there's always going to be a way that they're going to try to figure out to infiltrate even that. Black Bottom in Detroit and Tulsa in Oklahoma and so many other places where we build. And it's like, oh, what's that over there? Well, suddenly this isn't good enough because we have taken our toys and we have decided that we're going to build a community and play with them over there, right? But the thing is, we're so resilient, we just keep doing it, So I look at this as dramatic as it may seem, I look at my fight as one that is about civil rights. I look at my fight as one that, well, I'm sorry, was, because I'm not fighting no more. It's over. So I saw somebody post it, but she said she might come back. I'm not coming back, honey. Y'all can have it. Y'all can have that show. Y'all can have the illusion that Katori actually created this by herself, right? Y'all can have them low ratings. Y'all can have them subscribers unsubscribing. Y'all can have all of that over there. Keep it. You can have it too, because karma is gonna just do whatever it needs to do over there. The fact that I can optimistically move forward into new things and new ideas, and this gives me a renewed sense of passion and vigor for like what God gave me in real life, which is the ability to create dope ass stories. That's what I'm gonna do. Right. And you can go and release that season 3 that's been sitting there for 3 years. And we're going to go and we're going to get back to casting curtains, which is the show that I pitched them in the first place. And there'll just be two of these motherfuckers out here. One by the original and one by somebody else who claims to have come up with it. And the story's going to be the same. So get yourselves ready. It's going to look the same. It's going to feel the same. But we are going to go forward with curtains. We are going to go forward with the pilot. So all the people who have been submitting for auditions, I took a step back. I took a step back not just because of the case, but also, as you guys could see, we've been doing some really cool things. Day of Advocacy with Sigma Gamma Rho on the Hill, which I will be back on the Hill talking about creative equality very soon, right? But we're going to go forward. We're going to go forward. We're not going to cry about this shit. Yeah, I shed a couple of tears, and my grandson cracked me up today talking about, you look different. I know. I said, well, yeah, I've been a little stressed. He like, what? Because I took the weave out? Because I took and he was like, yeah. He was like, you look older. I was like, okay. Get your ass some fucking. But he retracted it and was like, I mean, I guess it's cool. Like, you're just giving yourself a break for a minute, right? I'm like, yeah. Because, whatever. It's your own grandkids, I tell you. But we did a little routine, and that was fun. And it just felt good to be able to not think about, are they going to grant it? Is it such that? It just felt good. It just felt like a relief and a release. So we're going to let these people go pretend like they did what they did. We're going to let them use the power and the influence and all of that stuff, because there's nothing we can do, you guys. And what I really want to say to everybody is that we have spent a lot of time fighting. And this isn't just about my case with P Valley. This is not about, what I talked about in the music industry and, just R&B divas of it all and all of that, right? Going into even civil rights issues, going into, the issue of Black women in DEI, and us losing so many jobs. And, you know, we have spent so many years fighting, you know? And my husband was like, back to the statement question, right? The question posed as a statement, or statement posed as a question. Is that what you want to keep doing? Fighting? Or you want to build? Now, I done said that before. He probably heard me say that shit a couple nights ago or somewhere, trying to take credit for my, yeah, Mr. Daniels, I'm trying to take care of my shit. But just, it really made me think. It hit, right? So it goes back to that whole idea that a person can be telling you something over and over, and until you are ready to receive it, right? Like, I know when my big ass needs to lose some weight. I just caught a glimpse of my elbow. Why y'all ain't tell me TikTok? You're not about to be on your way, ashy ass elbows. See, that's what I mean when I be talking about TikTok. Y'all get another view, and y'all saw them ashy ass elbows, and y'all said nothing. Nothing. See how they do? That's why they ass is on the phone. No, the real reason why y'all on the phone instead of on the desktop is because somebody keep reporting my TikTok, like saying I'm doing nudity and all kinds of crazy shit. Wonder who that is. But I keep getting little violations for doing shit that I didn't do. But ain't that the story of my life? So TikTok, y'all better tell your people, stop fronting. But I'm still gonna be here for the people who show up for me. But back to this whole concept of, do you want to fight or do you want to build? I've spent my whole career fighting. I have. I've spent my whole career fighting, either fighting the stereotype of she's difficult, or fighting to get paid the right amount, or fighting to make sure that the stereotypes that they want us to have on R&B divas doesn't happen, or fighting to prove that I'm not the person on R&B divas, or fighting to, it's just always been that for me. And I know that it's been that for a lot of other people. My sister Monique. Can I say how much I love you, Monique. You probably ain't watching, you probably don't know, but you'll see this. I love you, Monique. Thank you for showing up for me. Period. Like I said, what time we ride, sis? Period. Do we ride at dawn? I'm here. Let's go. That woman is so, she, like she says, I love us for real. She does. There's a lot of fake motherfuckers in the motherfucking industry too. But Monique ain't one of them. But when we talk about building, and we talk about collaborating, and we talk about unity, and we talk about leveraging our, galvanizing our collective buying power, our collective talents, our abilities to endure things like what I had to endure today, our ability to endure the trauma, the essay, the stereotypes, the constantly fighting to be recognized. You guys, it is not that we're difficult, loud, and roll our neck and suck our teeth and maybe twerk a little too much, and maybe we like various color hair. I don't, but that's our thing. That's who we are. Unapologetically soulful and the sauce. And it's always too much until somebody else decides that they want a little bit, because I guess they figure they can give just enough. And it is what it is. We as women of color have so much power collectively. And it don't have to be me, child. Just find the other person that's going to do it, and I'll get in line and be there with them. But one thing that we definitely need to check, yeah, and I'm talking to us because I'm one of us. One thing we need to check is this opportunity controlling your loyalty spirit that we carry with us sometimes. I'm going to say it one more time, sisters. This is not me trying to turn this into a Kelly Price moment. We have to check that opportunity controlling our loyalty spirit that many of us carry. I don't know why, right? Because I'm always a give opportunities to my sisters type of girl, right? Much as people be like, this bitch is not a girl's girl. No, I'm not a fool's girl. But I'm a girl's girl all day. And we do have a problem having conditional relationships with each other and not showing up for each other unless there's something on the other end of it, right? Where there's some direct benefit. Either this person is going to give me a show, this person is going to give me a song, this person is going to give me fashions and makeup and hair. I don't want to stand with this person because the person that they're talking about might have an opportunity for me. I know we all came on this show together. Nikki Gilbert, Mariah, Nene Leakes, bringing women together, but we gon' just I gotta eat, I gotta do what I gotta do. You know what I mean? Like the opportunity controlling the loyalty amongst us is cray cray. Because at the end of the day, here's the science, and this is math. This is not something that I am coming up with because I didn't get my writ of certiorari granted and I'm beefing with somebody right now. This is some shit that I would have told you if they said yes. Them people, them people, them people that you selling your people out for don't give a fuck about you. Don't give a flying frog leg about your family, your generational wellness, your relationship with your husband, your relationship with your lifelong friends, your relationship with your mama and your family member. All we have to do is look historically at what happens when we agree to do shit that we know in our hearts is probably not the best thing to do and is not right. And we do it anyway. And we do it and we compromise and we sacrifice the thing that should be the most sacred, which is our relationships, our family members, our people, the folks that we love. And without a doubt, women like me and Monique and others, right? We get shadow banned because these companies are owned by, very powerful people who have the ability to push a button and be like, boom, 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 boom. But the fact that our sisters who are not don't really leverage their platforms or their resources to help amplify voices of the sisters who do care about us and are building opportunities for our community. Like, even if you don't want to get directly involved in this war, because that is what it is, and everybody's not built for it, right? Some people prepare the lunches. Some people set up the audio visuals. Some people take pictures. Some people are on the front lines. Women like me and Monique and Jaguar Wright and others who have been very vocal and labeled very difficult. We're on the front lines. And even though everybody is not required to speak up or to amplify, to use your platform for that purpose, even if you don't directly align with a person's ideologies or what they're talking about, you know when someone's telling the truth. You know when somebody's saying exactly what that real shit is. And the reason you know it is because chances are, if you're a Black woman in entertainment, you've experienced it too. As much as you want to convince yourself that your shit don't stink. And that's just because they haven't pulled your card yet. But at some point, there will be a moment where you will have to decide whether you are going to acquiesce to something that does not sit well in your spirit, or you're going to finally stand up with your back straight and say, enough is enough. This is my sister. I am my sister's keeper. This is not okay. Even if it is from the perspective of someone who is somewhat neutral and maybe, trying to create a bridge, right? We owe each other the responsibility of loyalty that is not contingent upon opportunity, individual opportunity. If there is opportunity attached to anyone's loyalty, it should be opportunity for the entire community to grow and to thrive and to become better. And if that's not what you're concerned about in your big life at this big age, if you're young and you ain't lived a long time and you don't really know who you are, or please hit like, you guys, as you're coming in here. Please hit like and please share this video because, again, the UDA, the owners of the algorithm, who are celebrating their victory tonight. Let me stop. Loyalty is important. Unity is important. Not only is it important, it's absolutely necessary for our community to get to the next level. We see what is happening, right? We see what is happening. You see your dates getting, tour dates starting to, get a little thinner. Those opportunities for those TV shows and guest appearances and things are starting to get a little thinner. We know based on how many celebrities who would never touch social media, who would like social media, I'm an actress. Honey, I'm in social media. I don't do that. I'm Beyonce. Baby, even Beyonce doing social media these days. She really doesn't have to do it. But the thing is, these kids, these young, talented creatives have one-upped us. Baby Kai Sinai. And I love the fact that he comes from our melanin tribe. But that kid is a phenomenon. And there are so many like him that are coming up behind him. So aunties, grandmas, great grandmas, anybody within range that can hear what I'm saying. We have got to figure out how to show up for each other better. Now we show up. Again, the show up is usually connected to some feeling or thought of opportunity, some well polished, well curated. Oh, we got to show up to this event because the pictures is going to be dope. Or we got to show up to this event because, ooh, if I'm here at this event with these people in this room and get a picture with that person, then people going to be like, oh, look at her in that room. I do it too. I've done it too. I don't do it as much. I really don't do it at all these days, right? I'm super purpose driven at 55, but it's a whole lot of people. Y'all know the whole let's do lunch, let's have a brunch, let's have a banquet. Oh my gosh, she was at the brunch. Oh my God. Be like this. Mm, mm. Oh no, girl, you look good. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so fake. And I'm so over it. And the reason why is because it doesn't yield anything real. Because if it did, then we would be able to do more about the 400,000 Black women who are out of work because of DEI. If it really yielded anything real and tangible that you could hold on to, that you could build with, that you can, really create something that will last for generations. If these luncheons and these power things, and I'm not trying to get in nobody's bag. I know there are people who do it sincerely from their hearts. And, people really do have, those things that from time to time, real connections are made. But for the most part, it's like cliques of people who hang out with the same cliques of people every single time at the same events all the time. And the real shit, the real work, the real building, the real roll up your sleeves, the real who. Now, there are a couple organizations that do it, right? I'm a huge fan of Win with Black Women. I'm a huge fan of Higher Heights. I'm a huge fan of places like Lead with Black Women Lead. I'm a big fan of those entities that really do the work of structurally figuring out, laying a foundation for us to figure out how, what the next steps are, who do we support, when do we support them. But what is really disappointing, yeah, is Black women in entertainment, music, media. I don't know what to say. I've tried, hey, I got this show. It's called R&B Divas. Let's come together and do something really dope and build generational wealth. And what happens? The wizard gets involved and convinces half the cast that if they just roll with it, I'll make you a star. And you forget we built this together without their help, without their input. Back when we did believe in each other and we did think, hey, we onto something here. We got something. And the minute we started to betray each other because of opportunity controlling our loyalty, it started to fall apart at the seams. And the show went away. And here was something that was created. And this isn't an R&B Divas rant. This is just an example, right? Here is something that was created that made history at a TV network that spawned franchises that could be 20, 30 seasons in. Had it not been for people seeing opportunities for themselves moving outside of the circle or outside of the group, being selfish. I know you guys are like, Nicci's just such a needy friend. No, I'm not a needy friend, because you saw the video with me and Monique. There were a lot of people who were like, why does she owe you? And that, because you don't know the extent to which I went to make sure that to be my sister's keeper, specifically in Mo's case. She's been clear about what was going on in her life and what experiences that she was having and how she was at ROCKBOTTOM, rock bottom. And I showed up for her, and she showed up for me, or so I thought, until I realized that she was not showing up for me. That ain't got nothing to do with what y'all want to see as fans of R&B divas. I could give two shits about how you feel, about how I feel about a friend that I went out hard for because you don't like the way some shit panned out on a TV show. This is real life and real shit. And whether or not we ever did another R&B Divas episode for y'all, I needed to have the conversation with someone who I truly believe was my sister, was my friend. I have always been open to having the same conversation with Selena. I had that conversation with Angie. I've had that conversation with so many other people, not because we want to, although, hello, because I believe that your apology needs to be as loud as your disrespect. In Monifa's case, it was definitely, if we're gonna have a conversation, we doing that shit on camera. So ain't no miscommunicate, because people, and the thing is, I need proof of service, because if people are not there to see the exchange and to see what it is again, he said, she said, my word against hers. So I think the easiest way for everything to just be clear and no BS is for us to just have that conversation face to face, but also record it. So just know what you're saying needs to be the truth and real shit. And there's nothing you have to worry about. But if you have things to hide or things you feel bad about or things that you can't say because you signed agreements that said that you wouldn't say what a group of people plotted to do to the person who brought the show, like I know all about all those little things. And it's not even important for me to mention it, especially since I don't care about any of that. I'm wide open for healing and taking this shit to the next level, because you can't make no money. Like I said, a very, very wealthy person once told me that your money can't have feelings. I learned that in this case. I've learned it throughout my career. Money does not have feelings. Now, what the shit does have is wings, but it does not have emotions and it does not have feelings. So when you are making decisions about your financial picture, that does not mean that it does not have loyalty, because you got to leave some money on the table when it requires you to compromise your character. That's what loyalty is about. But money has wings and it does not have feelings. So I had to learn that shit the hard way. But I take my relationships and my friendships and my sisterhoods very, very seriously, which is why I will cut a motherfucker off for the rest of our lives if I feel like there's no place else for the relationship to go, as I would expect for people to do for me. But if it's someone that I am pretending or presenting is a better word, that I care about, if I am presenting that I'm a girl's girl and I'm all about empowering other women and I'm all about how we get to the next level together, don't play games with me, because I'm real and I'm serious about it. And I think there are a lot of other people, i.e. Monique. Hate to keep bringing her into my shit, but she's one of them that's super real about it. And sometimes you have to risk pissing off the person that your sister has an issue with. Or not even pissing off, just making it clear that you've chosen a side. I don't think that just because I'm beefing with somebody, one of my friends or somebody I'm close to, and I don't really beef with that many people, contrary to popular belief. I forget about a lot of folks, but I ain't gonna spend a lot of time beefing with you. And I was in a case, for those of you who said, but you spent a whole lot of time in this lawsuit, that's a whole different conversation. But if an enemy of my enemy is my friend, that's why I try not to make too many enemies, because I don't want to be caught in the middle where I have to make that kind of decision. And if I have someone in my life who's acting out of order or unusual, who is a friend or a sister, right? I want people who are going to say it to my face or say it so that it reaches me and not behind my back and not leverage whatever it is that I'm going through for their benefit. So opportunity, control, and loyalty in our community as women is very, 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 very rampant. And another thing is we are often used as tools of the incompetent and tools of the racist and tools of the people who don't give about even the tool to hurt each other, to work to destroy each other's lives and destroy each other's families and prove that we can be more shady than the next person, prove that we could read better than the next person, prove that we got more of this or more of that. When at the end of the day, as people of color in this country, we don't have anything without each other. Our whole entire existence and success in this country depends heavily on each other, on us, because it's our music that we buy. There are social media platforms that we follow. There are products that we use on our hair. Well, some of them started being products that we owned and suddenly, became products that they own. But that's another conversation. My point is just we rely on each other. This $2.5 trillion economy that I've been talking about pretty regularly, we did that collectively together. We did $1.5 trillion. Like the CEO of the National Organization for Negro Women mentioned, we could be our own GDP. We could be our own GDP. We got that much sauce and clout and opportunity in this space with us. We just have to tap into it. And in order to tap into it, we have to find a space where we can feel safe with each other and feel like the loyalty is not controlled by opportunity and somebody's not going to sell you out or not stand with you or not represent with you because they're afraid that they may miss an opportunity with somebody else. Because listen, they don't give a damn about us, period. Michael Jackson done said it. Prince done said it. Everybody done said it. We are tools that we use to divide one another. We are tools that we use to destroy one another, to embarrass and humiliate one another. At the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We want to be able to feed our kids. We want to be able to have a little bit of money in our savings. We want to be able to take a little trip every now and then. We want to be able to eat what we want to eat, when we want to eat it. We want to be able to enjoy our lives without the constant threat of not having enough and having to compromise our integrity and our character in order to get it. Now, that's the other part of it. I understand why we do it. I do. I get it. Because I watched it happen on R&B Divas. I watched it happen on the Housewives of Atlanta. I mean, I wasn't intimately involved in it, but once you see the pattern, you know how to recognize it. And it is the same. Divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. Because it's like they say in the Bible, the reason why the languages were split up. Our languages are so split up. We see what just happened with Diddy. That was a tremendous amount of Black wealth that is either destroyed permanently or severely damaged. We see what is happening with Vaughn Weaver and Uncle Nearest, even though it seems like she has a handle on things. We see what happened with we see what happens when people achieve a certain level of success in our community and how not only do outsiders work to handle that, we're the tools that are used to put the nails in the coffin. And it just doesn't serve us because we get this like immediate gratification of, did you see? Oh my God. Oh, they about to sentence. Oh, we're just so caught up in other people's trauma and shit because it does give us this feeling that, well, maybe my shit is not so bad. But when we realize how connected we all are and how codependent we are on one another and how it's important for the people who come in and clean our rooms in the hotels after we leave to be able to do that so that, we can have comfortable stays at hotels when we go there to handle business. It's important that the people who bag our groceries in the grocery store, this idea that like because we are in a certain economic class that, we're above the shit is no different than what they're doing to us right now. Let's say it again. All that beyond the gates, and we're the boule and the boo 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 boo, and what that bop 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 shop by bloom bam bam. We got to show up for each other. We have to mutually respect each other and meet each other where we are. I got so much pushback in this case. There was so many people who was like, she's crazy. She is. Believe it. Believe it. Because she'll be crazy again if she has to. Hopefully she's putting crazy on hold for a minute till these people start trying to bully me again. And then it's going to get real loud and back to the basics. You're going to have me, because we are going to document this journey wherever it takes us. We've already started putting the finishing touches on the edit. I said for the book and for the documentary, once I get past the Supreme Court thing, we're going to go ahead and wrap that up. We as a community have so much power. I can't say it enough. We just have to stop being jealous of each other. We just have to stop being greedy and letting opportunity control our loyalty. All right, let me shut my big mouth ass up and get into some of y'all's comments. A title doesn't equate power. Uh-oh, that's big and in your face, isn't it? A title doesn't equate power. Some have a title, but it's Mr. Clear. I'm sorry, but it's Mr. Clear who pulls the strings. Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Mr. Clear pulls the strings. But hold on. Yep, absolutely. Thank you, girl dad. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Thank you very much for that. Let's see. There she go. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the super sticker, Pam. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much. Parrot character jumping up and down saying #1 fan. Thank you so much. I love and appreciate you, Pam. Thank you for, oh my goodness, thank you for, y'all, I said it the other day and I'm going to say it again today. Pam, the law intellect. I don't know how I would have done this without her. Seriously. Sonia, baby. Y'all youngins don't know, but for real, it's Dr. Nicci Gilbert Daniels. Thank you for my flowers. I appreciate you so much. Are you done with Q&A tonight? No, I'm not. I'm getting into Q&As now. What did the court decide? Did you win? Oh my God, what? Okay, you got that answer. So after being denied, what's the next step? Can you retry your case again, or it's officially done with? It's done. It's officially done. And I want it to be done. You guys, here's the thing. Hold on one second. Here's the thing, y'all. My lawyers told me when I got into this in the beginning, they're like, "Are you sure you ready for this?" And I was just like, "Yeah, shit. They took my stuff. I'm ready to go." And they're like, "Well, it's more than a notion, and it's gonna be a journey, and all of the things, right?" And I had so much energy for it. Let me get this together, y'all, real quick. I had so much energy for it in the beginning of this case because I was like, I'm right. I have been denied my opportunity to go to trial, and I'm going to fight the power, and I'm going to stand up for myself, and blah, 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 blah. Now that I have gone through this process and I see that it is impossible for us to win. It just is. Y'all, please hit the like button as you come in. Please hit like. It is impossible. That's not me being sarcastic. That's not me being emotional. That's not me just saying it because, and I don't want to discourage. Let me say this. I started to say this and I want to make sure I finish this thought. I don't want to discourage anybody who believes that they have been wronged and wants to fight for their IP. But I want to make sure you understand. Chances are, especially after the ruling in my case, you're not going to win. And the reason why is because the numbers and the statistics say that. I have known since the day I filed my writ that I had a 0.01% chance of going forward, and even less as a pro se litigant. Is that fair? No, it isn't. But is it the truth? It is. 99.9% of all plaintiffs who go to the Supreme Court, I think it's like 85 or 95% in district and lower courts. Supreme Court is 99% lose. Just doesn't happen. So I knew statistically the numbers were not in my favor. I knew that the possibility of me winning was nothingness, which is why I came on here and I said it all the time. It wasn't because I didn't have faith, baby. I got faith, plenty of it. Way more than a mustard seed, too. Please hit like. Way more. But I also deal in reality. And the numbers, like I told you, chat was like, nope, you're not, ma'am, sorry, it's not going to happen. Forget about it. All your positive speeches and all that other stuff is all well and good and cool, but you're not going to win this one. They're not going to give it to you. It's not yours. And that is why I was able to issue my statement so quickly last night. I'm sorry, today, because I wrote it last night. We did it last night. I did the photo and the statement last night because I knew it. My husband said I was gonna get up this morning, do a whole moment with you guys, and like have some coffee and look at it live together. And I was like, these people ain't about to grant this writ, so let me just get some rest because I know I'm gonna be irritated and rest is gonna be hard to get for the rest of the day. So my husband came in like, you ready to go? I was like, you can look. Don't even wake me up. I'll get up when I get ready to come down there for you to give me the news. And I came downstairs and my husband was sitting out on the deck with the dog. And I was like, yeah, it was what we thought it was. And he was just like, yeah, it was. It was a denial. I don't even think them people took the time to read it. They didn't care. It didn't matter. And let me say this, because that's not true. Let me retract that. Redact, since that's what we do in these courts these days. That's not what I meant. What I mean is that I also knew, because I watched a bunch of videos and a bunch of clips. I watched this Ninth Circuit, forget what they call that thing, but anyway, they do this like annual retreat for young lawyers or whatever. And one of the people who clerked in the Supreme Court, and he tried like 30 cases or something for the Supreme Court. He said it. He was like, there are going to be very few, as there have been here recently, merits docs that are granted. And merits docs are, writs of certiorari on the merits, because they had like 15 or 20 emergency orders from the President of the United States. He was like, the docket is full of like stuff that they have to do for DT. So I knew what no possibility. They're just not going. If it was a slow year, if it was you didn't have emergency docket, which is what they call it, where like it's like we need a decision right now. Y'all listen, these people done got rid of the head of the copyright office. They trying to get rid of the person that's the head of the treasury. I might be speaking out of turn. I don't know what all these departments is, but y'all know they've been getting rid of a lot of folks. And people are like, listen, I need a hearing because I need to know if they could get rid of me or I could keep my job as the treasurer or whatever it is. So clearly, they got lucky over there on the defendant's side, because my case had a ton of merit. But you got 9 justices who have a docket full of orders that determine whether or not the whole country keeps going. So my timing was pretty terrible. And in hindsight, while I was rushing to get it done, even though I could have like not turned it in to the end of July and blah, 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 because I just wanted to be on it and get it done. But even if I had waited, the country is still doing what the country is doing, which is answering a lot of executive orders. And that's what the Supreme Court is doing. So I knew that I stood, like I said from jump, I wish I could offer y'all a mint. Mouth dry. I knew I stood a microscopic snowball's chance in hell at getting this thing granted. So I'm not angry. I'm not disappointed. I'm not, oh my God. Now listen, it's like how they say, I'm sorry, I'm about to be smacking your ear too. But it's like how they say your first baby, when you give birth to your first child, it's like, oh my God, oh my God. But by the time you get to the third one, you're like, oh, okay, this is what it is. Honey, by the time I got to that Supreme Court, I was giving Kiki Wyatt calmness having my baby. Kiki that had enough kids to just be like, oh, that's what it is. Oh, okay, here we go. I will never forget that experience when we were on R&B Divas and she gave birth to Wyatt. Oh my God, our show was the shit. You guys, let's give a round of applause for R&B Divas season 1, season 2, and season 3. All the R&B Divas. Come on, let's give it for LA too. Why not? Just I'm talking about the whole birth and babies, and it just reminded me of how beautiful that moment was and how important that was in TV. But yeah, by the time I got to this third decision with the Supreme Court, baby, I'm an old pro. I know these people gonna say no. I was shocked at the appeals level because it came 10 days after my hearing, and they said this can be. I'm so Detroit. Mukbang. They said they did not remember the hearing. So that had me kind of like, huh? Is this really what they're supposed to be? But it was. So coming around the Supreme Court, knowing that I was really just paying for the opportunity to have my writ of certiorari in the court so that my grandson, when he gets old enough, because he's going to be a lawyer, can go back and be like, yeah, my grandmother did this. And so that young other creatives can go back and look and so that they can always be there for those people who are going to be side-eyeing the book out of folks who are claiming to have written the story that I clearly wrote. Listen, boo, don't nobody believe you. I don't know who needs to hear this. I'm not dedicating this to anybody in particular. Okay, Jesus knows I'm lying. Girl, bye. The world knows, or at least thinks, feels to some degree that I got railroaded and that you got away with some shit. Nobody really believes that you did that by yourself, ma'am. Nobody. No matter how hard you try to come for me and my assets and my this and that and the third, ain't nobody gonna ever believe you came up with the story I came up with, no matter what them people said. I just don't believe it. Nobody but your friends. And if you got friends that's gonna keep it 100 with you, they gonna tell you too. Sis, we don't believe you. So bring your season 3, ma'am, because I'm sure the announcement will be coming first thing tomorrow. Bring your season 3 and bring it. Because I'm on y'all asses with curtains, baby. And we not even going to have a budget that y'all had. But we going to have a show and the actors and the writers and the platform and all that other stuff. And listen here when I tell you this. It does not have to be millions and millions and millions and millions of viewers to be effective and impactful. Because some of these people out here who seeing millions and millions and millions and millions of viewers ain't getting it like that. Not like they should. So I hope if the one thing I did do by virtue of pursuing this case and being so transparent about the ownership play, I hope I educated you, Katori. I hope I gave you some knowledge about how these types of deals can go and should have gone. So next time you go to the table with something that you actually really 100% did yourself, like proven in a court of law by jury, that you will know to ask for ownership, that you will know that this should be an ownership and licensing play. That was a gift for you. Because I know you're supposed to have like a first look deal, even though I don't think that anything has come out of it yet. And I'm not trying to, shade you because you won, sis. Matter of fact, let's give Katori and them a round of applause. Hold on, let's make it good and big and loud. Hold on, let me do it one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, Katori Hall Lionsgate Stars P-Valley has officially won by decision, not effort. Because until we have an opportunity to go head up with a jury on this particular case, I'm still going to feel like I feel. And a lot of people are still going to feel how they feel. And I have to be okay with that. And I'm very grateful to y'all. And anybody who thinks I'm still cloud chasing after I done spent everything we got going to the Supreme Court, no Roger, no rerun, no rent, kiss my ass. Oh, kiss my ass. Yeah. You can kiss my ass. Oh, kiss my ass. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mm. We are going to be all right. We're going to be better than all right. Okay. Hello, Marvin. Hello. Yes, the best manager ever. You two and that candy made me think of your character, Aunt Vera. But God can say yes. Yeah, the system is flawed. Absolutely, the system is flawed. The system knows it's flawed. But you know what, you guys? I'm not going to spend my golden years tripping off of a flawed system. That's what I was going to say. Ha ha ha. Thank you for reeling me back in and getting me back on task. Um, I'm not working to change this system anymore. I'm not. I'm not working to change this system anymore. I'm working to build new systems. I'm working to build. I'm on my Isaac Hayes. You know, I'm on my Tyler Perry, but in a different way. In a way that's gonna bring more people with me. I said it. Um, I'm on partnering with really amazing, incredible people. I'm on educating our youth and the young folk on that sounded so auntie, and that actually sounded very uncle. The young folk, what's his name? Tavis Smiley, whatever his name is. That's what I was. Them young folk out there. This the young folk. Me and Gigi both said that young folk. But I'm out here interested in, I got nephews and nieces and friends who have kids, and just, I want them to understand the power of their creative ability. I want them to understand that it does not require, the audience is literally in the palm of your hands. Your audience is right here. This is your audience. These are your people. This is your tribe. This is how you make your money. This is how you put your art out there. You understand? Like we're learning more and more linear don't really matter. They fighting and hustling, try to get up in the streaming spaces just because Kai Sanat and people like that are showing them the sheer power of digital media and accessing your audience, which is why it's so important that you guys take the time to hit that like button, please. Hi, Sydney. I see you. I see you. I see you. I love you too. Yeah, it's just really important for us to make sure that going forward, our kids know that you don't have to sign a record deal with, this person and sign everything away. You can actually just identify in the palm of your hands who your audience is, galvanize that audience. And I just really learned that lesson through this case. I really truly learned that lesson. I was building WIRF.TV as a network, which, we're still Worth Media, still going forward. The Worth YouTube will always be here. But as I mentioned in my previous live, I am working on. I've acquired a position as the chief content officer and co-founder of a pre-seed startup that is going to be incredible. And you guys will be hearing about it. You may actually, if we can get this thing finished, you may actually be getting something as early as the holidays, which will just be like kind of a soft launch or a soft introduction of it. But it's special, it's exclusive. If you're a fan of R&B Divas, you will be happy to know that chances are that R&B Divas Home will be on that platform. You will also be happy to know. Well, I mean, who knows? Hopefully, like I said, I'm always leaving doors open for business, right? But that will be one of the platforms that R&B Divas will air on. Also, some pay-per-view concert specials, just a bunch of really cool stuff we are building because we're tired of asking for permission. We're tired of going into meetings with executives and pitching them our stuff and going through 5 and 6 and 7 year trials just to get told that nothing to see here. We're done with that. And it required me to go through this hell. It required me to go through this very difficult journey of fighting for my IP, this very difficult journey of, every day advocating for creatives, for me to realize that we have everything we need right here with us if we stop letting opportunity control our loyalty, we unify, we stop being jealous and hateful of one another, and we just roll up our sleeves and make the dope shit. Because, yeah, can an independent or individual R&B artist go out into these streets and make money? Yeah. But we're thinking of ways where you can still be a parent. You could still be a grandparent. You could still be a caregiver for your parents and your people. There was no action plan for getting older and aging out of entertainment as a Black entertainer because we've had to consistently work our whole lives. I want to say, like, Mr. Levert and Mr. Ronnie Isley, please don't take offense to it, but I know they at least like our parents' ages and maybe even a little bit older, some of them in their late 70s and 80s, and they're still performing. And maybe it's because they love it and they can. I mean, because shoot, Charlie Wilson with that one, does he really only have one lung, y'all? I want to know, do Uncle Charlie really only have one lung? Or that's just something he trying to tell us because he wants us to believe he. Because that man sings his whole entire face off. Who got the camera? Who got the camera? Inside joke on Brownstone. Um, for them to have to keep working, we're looking at finding solutions for that. Like, I can't even be focused on this P Valley, Katori Hall, Lionsgate shit no more because I did not succeed the way I wanted to with that. Now, what I always keep in mind is that before the company that I work for acquired ownership of R&B Divas, I felt devastated by that. I was like, oh, I created something. Everybody else is benefiting from it front but me. And it took 11 years for God to say, I got you. Chill out. Just, you love something, let it go. If it come back to you, it's yours. So I don't love P Valley at all. So I'm not expecting that to come back to me. But the show that I wrote, the story that I told, I'm hoping that God gives me a real opportunity to share that with the masses on a level that I haven't been able to. And shit, maybe P Valley will be promotion for my musical stage play of the same storyline. I mean, shit, since we out here, but hey, I said I wasn't going to go all off into that with them people, but we're going to find a way to make sure that this was not, and it wasn't in vain if nothing else happens from here. It was not in vain because what it did was it allowed me to exercise a muscle that I did not know that I had because it would put me in a situation that I had never been in. And I am the example for all creatives because the courts want y'all to know, get that shit out of here. Don't come in here trying to defend your IP. I'm being a comedian and these are all jokes. None of this is true, what I'm saying about the court. But the court wants y'all to just get that shit up out of here. But none of this is really true. I'm just being, hold on, wait, let me get the butt up bump. You understand what I'm saying? The court say, get that shit up out of here. We don't want to see it. It's a joke. And I'm the example that God put before you for you to know that even after you feel like you have been robbed in broad daylight, even if after you feel like they have just drained you of every ounce of energy and excitement and creative vigor that you had because you were just so tired of being taken advantage of, that you could still persevere and get through and get to the next thing, whatever that is. I'm so excited about the next thing. I know what my next things are. But the other thing that this thing taught me was to keep your mouth shut with your next things because motherfuckers be waiting around because they know. And especially since they know that I create content and ideas that people always want to take, I'm really going to be careful because they like, what is she? Hold on, what did she say? She's doing an R&B Divas holiday special on, yeah. But I give you all the ingredients for my pie. That's just still ain't gonna taste like my peach cobbler. It's gonna be just like what this third season of P Valley finna be. Y'all ain't got no source material. You understand? Not anymore. And the people have forgotten the story. That's what the people said. The people said they forgot. People said they unsubscribing. People said they don't want to be there no more. And I'm sure as soon as she makes the announcement, all of that will change. But what I am taking note of, be warned, if you are low key liking and you go girl, especially it's going to be a whole lot of people, girl, you go girl. All those people that was afraid, this goes both ways. All those people that were afraid to really endorse Katori Hall because they didn't know if she was going to lose in the Supreme Court. Oh, they finna come in droves. Like, girl, oh, look at you, girl. You look so cute, girl. Can I have a role? Can I get a pot? They going to be all up her ass. Trust me, they will be. Hopefully she kept track of the people who jetted on her ass and she let them know because ain't nothing like a old shady opportunity controlling their loyalty ass. But it goes both ways. And at some point, they're going to feel the devastation that I had felt. I don't feel it now, but I felt it in the appeals court and I felt it in the district court and I felt it in the moment that I asked them for mercy when my sister was dying of brain cancer and they said no. That was so devastating for me. So I'm going to let God handle it. I'm not going to wish anybody no ill will, but it'd be nice if they knew the feeling that creatives who are faced with, you know, what I was faced with and what so many are faced with going up against them. I just need them to just feel a little tinge of it. Because you know what happens when you burn your hand on the stove and you actually feel what it feels like, then you are a little more reluctant to do it again. But you got to have a soul to do that. And you know what they say. Could you read my lips? Nikki Gilbert, I've ran into gatekeepers. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Anybody out here in these Hollywood streets who's ever tried to do anything great with a great idea and good intentions has run into some form of a gatekeeper. It's just they exist. You know, you can't avoid them unless you build with your tribe. That's it. Ownership is the only way. And now it's not just ownership, it's distribution and an audience and a connection. And this next chapter has all of the above. Oh, trust me, I wasn't just going through this case. I was quietly planting seeds and building alliances and preparing for this moment. Because one thing I'm not finna do is just fall apart and be weary and be like, well, damn, I lost. Because I didn't lose shit. I didn't lose anything. I didn't lose anything. I was denied, just as it said, denied a fair trial. That's what it's always going to be. So y'all can run around and be like, she lost. Who lost? Where's she at? Huh? Where the girl that lost at? Because I haven't lost anything. I was denied my rights as a citizen of this country to have a fair trial and a fair adjudication of my case. That's what you remember about this here. Rug snatched from under me in broad daylight. Period. But we're going to build and we're going to grow and we're going to get past this. Like my hair been growing, but I'm about to get some braids or something and sew this shit up because it just be swelling. Like all up in here is like, I know I'm talking about something completely irrelevant, but ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's just, y'all can see it. It's just all up in there. It's just, yeah. So I don't want to relax it. I'm braid it back up. But I've grown. My hair has grown. My spirit has grown. My desire to leverage my platform in a more constructive, productive, proactive way has grown. I honored my sister. I honored my promise that I made to my baby sister, which that's all that mattered to me in this Supreme Court thing. Is that I did what I told her I would do. What I told y'all I would do. What I promised myself I would do. That is what mattered. Nikki Gilbert Daniels versus Goliath in the Supreme Court of the United States of America. That's it. That's it. That's all, baby. Ain't no two ways about it. We came, we saw, and we conquered the fear and the anxiety associated with it. Thank you for my super chat from it's humor. It's the humor for me. Hey, just a little nosy. Congratulations on your new position. Remy Ma is launching her own network as well. This is a good look for women. Remy, holler at me, sis. I need to talk to Remy. Our love has its own flavor, so you can duplicate, or I'm sorry, you can't duplicate an original creation. Lewis says thick hair. Yes, very, very thick hair. The roots, my roots is off the chain, you guys. It's totally off the chain. And I need it cut, but I don't want to cut it myself. So I'm just going to wait for somebody to come through and give me a nice trimmy trim. And then once it gets trimmed, I'm just going to probably end up sewing it back up because y'all, I be on stage. I was talking to my cousin today. I was like, cuz, I'm thinking about going for the creamy crack. I'm thinking about, she was like, don't do it. So, because if I get on stage with my hair silk pressed and I'm going to walk out of there looking like little baby Afro lady, it's going to be a whole thing. So that's the reason why I wear my weaves, because it's protective, but also I can't wear my natural hair on stage because I sweat like crazy. Remember how Whitney Houston used to sweat? That's how I be sweating on that stage. Nigga always looking for a reason to compare themselves to Whitney Houston. You know how Whitney used to be sweating? Yeah, that's me. That's because we be singing like that. That's like what but what are you talking about? We are so proud of you. Thank you for all that you have done. Nothing will be in vain. Thank you. I believe it. I do. I it's hard. It's hard to think that, these people have been given the right to just take everything from us. I'm going to fight like hell, and y'all going to see that too. No Roger, no rerun, no rent. And baby, if they start taking everything from my family, I want y'all to hit that unsubscribe button with the quickness in this motherfucker. Man, please. No, let me not encourage anybody to unsubscribe. I'm not encouraging anybody to do that because I don't want. I want them people to forget I ever existed, and I want to forget they ever existed. I'm going to always be connected to this franchise. I'm not sorry, this is not a franchise. This situation. I'm always going to be connected to it because of this journey. But I really don't have to be bothered with it at this point. I mean, after this couple of days of dialogue and just getting it out of my system, I'm done with it. They can go have the pank, the stank, the fank, the tank, whatever the hell they want to do, because there's nothing else I can do except be mad, except be angry. And I'm not going to spend my life talking about this shit. If it comes up, well, I'm going to talk about it in my book and in the documentary because, I got too much footage of me ugly crying for y'all to see. And just, true, rare, raw moments. Because, again, for anybody who's considering actually going through with a litigation of this magnitude, I need you to know what is really going down. And it's very rare that people are willing to be so transparent. Usually people just be quiet until they win or lose quietly. But honey, your girl lost loud and proud, baby. Cause I'm loud and proud. Well, I didn't lose. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. We did not lose. The girl was denied. Honey, there's a difference in a loss and a denial. So don't you let anybody ever tell you that you lost nothing, that you never had a chance to have. What else? Any other questions? Let's see. What's up, TikTok? I'm not exactly sure. She didn't. What am I talking about? People on TikTok be coming over here talking about what am I talking about? I know y'all are new. I'm not nothing. I'm just rambling. I'm just rambling. Digital distribution can find a digital. Okay, guys. This may be a little premature, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Just because. No, I'm not gonna say it. Nope. Shut it up. We're gonna have a really great announcement coming very, very soon. I'm just not gonna share it right now because I think the block's still too hot, and them people still watching. Well, they gonna always be watching, and we gonna always be watching. But yeah, I will share it when the smoke clears from this. Part of the reason why I hadn't shared it prior to this is because I didn't want it to have the stigma or the soil from this case attached to it, because this is real fresh that we finna share with y'all. It's real, baby. It's real fresh. So I just wanted to say that I am okay. I am not in someplace balled into a corner. Um, the spirit of my sister and my mommy and my daddy and Maxie have been all over me through this process, reassuring me that it's gonna be okay, reassuring me that they're proud of me and the moves that I've been making. Y'all have said y'all proud of me. That matters. My husband, y'all, my grandson sat with me today. He spent so much time with me today. He's been getting over his asthma, so he had a couple of little skip days, but he was just sitting with me and he had his hand on my lap, and he's just so smart and just so awesome. He was like, are you okay, Nana? You sure you're okay? I mean, this was after he looked at me like, what's going on with your hair? I'm like, it's my real hair. He was like, get the weave back quick. But no, he sat with me and he put his little hand on, he's like, are you okay? He said, and he was like, so what does this mean? I said, this means I'm gonna have a lot more time to spend with you. This means that I'm gonna have a lot more time to do the things I love and I'm really excited about. It means I might even do a new album. He was like, I know you said do you have a Grammy? And listen, this is how smart he is. He's about, Nana, do you have a Grammy? I said, I got nominated for 3. He said, no, okay. So a nomination means that they acknowledged you, but you didn't win, right? Or did you win? I said, your little ass definitely need to be a lawyer. I was like, no, I didn't win. No, that's not what I said. I said, I won a Billboard Award. He said, but then I'm asking you if you won a Grammy. I said, I got a Grammy jacket. I've been nominated 3 times. But all that to say, I told him I have time to work on getting that Grammy. I have time to work on Brownstone getting that Grammy. Somebody asked about a Brownstone biopic, off topic. Um, uh-oh. I'm gonna answer some of these questions. Yes, Brownstone is definitely working on it. I just have time to finish all of these really amazing things that we started. All these things that have been in the vault, waiting and marinating, waiting for me to give it my focus and attention. So I am actually quite happy that this thing is over. I'm not pursuing anything else. Um, they got the court to give them what they wanted, and I did not. And the whole struggle to fight major corporations, you can't win. You can't, it's just not even possible. Or it's possible, maybe. A miracle is possible in some instances, but for the average person, I would caution you to risk everything you have, especially if you're going up in this California. Something about that. I love LA. I love California. But I also know that there's a reason why my case was transferred. I don't know. I assume. I guess. I venture to say. Michael Jackson of the story. People, make sure you get your material copyrighted. Make sure you copyright. That should be the first thing you do. Federal copyright. R&B Divas ATL was definitely top tier. Yep, and it's coming back with new faces. It's coming back with new faces. R&B Divas Atlanta is coming back with new faces. I I love you too, Marvin. Hello from Sydney, Australia. Hello, Sydney. I pray you have been chronicling everything. Yes, I have been chronicling every single thing. That is a part of the Diary of a Diva journey and docuseries and documentary film. And the book is Nicci versus Goliath: The Cost of Justice. So I've documented everything. I've just been kind of holding it until this moment. Bring R&B Divas back, please. We are. R&B Divas is definitely coming back with new faces. They got the family to take care of, especially Eddie Levert. Absolutely. That's why they working a lot. Congratulations on your new position. I read that. Let's see. Dr. Nikki, have you ever considered? Thank you, just a little nosy. I like the way that sounds. Dr. Nikki. What's your name? Dr. Nikki, girl. Have you ever considered starting your own program to help creators using all that you've learned in the business? Yes, absolutely. I am. We are on this platform where I am chief content officer. So I get to develop and create the majority of the programming. Although I'm going to be working together with a programming team, I don't start until the top of the year. Well, no, that's a lie. I've actually already been in this position doing the work, but I don't actually start technically on the clock, for lack of a better word, until January 11. So, yeah. Raven Simone should play you in a biopic. Don't know if you and her are the same height, but definitely. I love Raven Simone. She's awesome sauce. Will it be on Bounce TV? No, it'll be on a platform that I can't talk to you guys about now because again, the block is hot, baby. So people are listening and getting ideas, and we've had our share of giving each other. Giving other people ideas and dope ass concepts that they just take and run with. We're not doing that anymore. Um, yeah, we're kind of done with that. So no, it won't be on Bounce TV. Although I'm not mad at Bounce. Hey sister, I see you. I love you and I see you. So you guys notice, I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'm wearing my social conflict t-shirt. And this is from our film Social Conflict, which is available right to the now. Let me tell y'all this though. Let me tell you something, Linda. If there is content that you have not seen that you want to see for free 99 on WRF.TV YouTube channel, please go and tune in and watch it, right? The lives are going to be there, but like some of the From the Bottom Up episodes that are posted, I think we have the whole season 1 of From the Bottom Up there. I also believe that you can watch, I think I got maybe have like one episode of season 2 From the Bottom Up, but like Social Conflict, the film, the movie, you guys, please make sure that you go and check it out because it's amazing. I'm wearing the t-shirt, Social Conflict t-shirt. It's the film that I co-wrote with my one of my best friends in the world, my brother Dwayne. A wonderful short film. It's only 29 short minutes, but it is packed with a really fantastic story, and the acting is amazing. Another super chat. Thank you so much, Ubiquitous Blacks. You are loved. Can't wait to see what's next. Thank y'all. I'm so glad I came on here because I have been talking to people, like friends and family members and stuff, and just kind of talking on the phone or whatever. And people have been calling, right? So it was kind of like, let me just talk to my other people. Let me talk to my Nice with Nicci people. Let me talk to my Instagram, X, LinkedIn folks, and just let them know I'm really okay. God has just really built me different. Like I have so much faith. I have so many people to hug and to love on when I get to heaven that while I'm here, I'm not going to be crying. I'm not going to be depressed. I'm not going to let these people have taken enough from me. They have taken enough from me. They have taken enough from my family. I'm not going to give them my sanity too. They're going to have to poison me to get that shit. And if I start walking around here acting crazy, y'all know who to look for. But no, that I shouldn't even play it like that. See, can't even be funny these days, and I'm a comedian. I almost got my GED, motherfuckers. You kiss my ass, Crayola. But all that to say, I'm not gonna let them take nothing else from me. I'm not gonna let them take, baby. I've been losing weight, honey. My hair is healthy. My skin is healthy. I'm 55 years old. I am going to honor the life that my sister was unable to live because she passed in March March 23rd will always be a day that reminds me to not complain, because if my sister, who battled glioblastoma for 18 months, never cried, never why me, never I can't take this, why is this happening to me, never that, never that. My sister just rolled it out like a motherfucking G. My sister was like, I want to make memories, all that crying and shit. I don't want, if they didn't come see me and pray with me in the hospital, they don't need to show up crying over no casket. I want to be, and yeah, I'm not, that's her business and our business, but y'all know it. The people that just be showing up like Aunt Vera and Meet the Browns crying and falling into the casket and they ain't showed up to bring you no soup when you were sick. Them people. Some people just funeral performers. Um, Woo. Hold on, y'all. Let's have some fun. Let's see if y'all tell me if I still got it. Hello, Purina. Yeah, it's me. Okay, so girl, anyway, baby, when I was at that party last week, he's so damn fine. Honey, I think I'm about to get my orange patent leather suit up out the cleaners. Girl. Cause Lene told me that she wanted to get with him with her broke ass, and her baby daddy ain't give her no infamil either. I don't know the words to this shit because it's been so long that I did it, but I'm just saying. Hold on, hold on. Can I help you? You got the wrong forms. Yeah, I remember my lines, baby. I remember my lines. My lines. I can't remember my lines ever. Yeah. Hello, Purina. That was a cult classic, you guys. Shout out to Tommy Davidson and Jada Pinkett and all. I miss the 90s. I miss that feeling of, feeling like I could just be an artist and I could be creative and I could be funny and I could be a dope ass songwriter and a dope ass singer. And I miss the illusion, the vapor of fame, of what I thought it was. You feel me? I miss that excitement. And it's crazy because I've been doing so much heavy shit over the years since R&B Divas. I'm a very funny person. Well, to me anyway. And certain people around me think I'm kind of funny too. Like, this bitch is hilarious, actually. Let my group sisters, Aaron and Alexis, tell it. I'm a hilarious ass. But I got so caught up in the fight, which we started this about to be 3 hour live off. It's actually not. We started this off by talking about not wanting to fight anymore. I'm over the fight. I'm over I want to build. And I think building can be more effective than fighting to change a system that just is not going to budge for us. Our ancestors fought, their ancestors fought. It is rigged. It is not going to bend for us. We've made progress. But look how far back we're going in just a matter of time. And that is because this economy, this world, this space that we live in is so based on classism. How much money you have, how many resources that you have, right? And what I want to encourage everybody who can hear me to do is to work on building and securing your bag, to work on figuring out who your tribe is, who you can build with. If y'all want to build with me, I would absolutely love that. I think that would be amazing because I'm a build along with other people kind of girl. Everything I've done has always brought other people with me. I've never just done something for myself. I didn't do Brownstone for myself. I brought Maxie and Mimi with me. I didn't do Maxie, Mimi, Keena, Tisha, Aaron, Alexis, the girl that was in there for 2 minutes who I almost took her head off of. I'm not even gonna mention her name. Did I get anybody else? That's 7, 8 girls that had the opportunity to perform with this group that I created in the 90s, whose lives have been positively impacted. Some people may have a little horror story here and there, and claim things that actually did not happen, right? Everybody's got a story coming out of this brownstone thing. But the truth is, I have always looked out for women and men and other creatives in my genre. And I've always built platforms and opportunities for us all to thrive and to grow. So I enjoy that. And I hope to be able to do that with more people going forward. This P Valley nightmare that I've been experiencing for 5 years is finally over. So they can't, they don't have to be concerned about me, which they probably never were because they probably knew they had it in the bag from jump. How about that part? But the only area where they're going to fuck around and find out is in the space of me being a creative, that they could have benefited more from doing me right and being honest. And even if you're not being completely honest, not trying to nail me to the cross, and if you really are a network that cares about Black people and Black women in particular and our narratives and stuff, this could have been resolved the way that you were attempting to resolve it when it was in Atlanta before it got transferred to your backyard. Because when we was in Atlanta, it was some soft talking happening. And honestly, you know, I could have took what they were offering me in Atlanta and been mad at myself, but I chose to fight for what I deserved. And in that judge's words, I'm charging her legal fees because she didn't have to take it as far as she did, and she was unreasonable, and she did, and I want to deter others. Well, he's successfully done that. And the people who did not use their platforms to amplify this story and this journey and how it impacts so many creatives are partially responsible for that, because I'm so disappointed in some of these moguls who have relationships with some of the people I was at odds with, who know me and claim to really care about creatives, right? People, why didn't you ask Tyler for some money? I don't need no money from Tyler. But what I could have had from Tyler Perry is some mediation, especially considering the fact that I was inspired by his journey with Lionsgate to pursue them in the same way. I spoke so highly of what he was able to do with the company to have ownership and licensing. He knew that in the beginning, our mutual friend who financed him and was financing me was actually helping me finance my litigation, until all of a sudden he pulled out. Folks know what's going on. I didn't even know you were in a lawsuit. Where have you been, sister or brother? But it just means that that wasn't how it was supposed to go. That wasn't what that relationship was supposed to be about. But what I do hope is that more of us who are in position to teach others how to fish, more of us who already got our bag, I got our studios, got our shit, right? We got Black moguls who own big production studios and all kinds of things, and they got billions of dollars. And to see someone like me, even if it's not just me, there are tons of other creatives who are in the same boat. When you see people from your tribe, creatives, especially ones that you know or you're familiar with, if there's an opportunity to lift them, even if it's as simple as I see you, sis, I can't get involved, but I'm rooting for you. And hey, you need a reference to, a printing company for them fucking rich, you got to do anything. But we are so consumed with self and opportunity control and loyalty that we just don't bother. And not knowing is no longer an excuse that any of us can afford to give, because you need to be in the know about what is happening with your people. When the bell rang, the boxers took a break from fighting and went to their corners and regrouped and prepared for the next round. You are about to go into your next round, Dr. Nicci. Oh, thank you, ubiquitous Blacks. Yeah, because I'm saying, like, at least when when you're in the ring, you get a fight. I didn't even get a damn fight. I got in there and I was ready to get my Layla Ali, Clarissa Shields on. And the ref was like, lay down and play dead. And they're like, and I'm like, what? When we gonna fight? When we gonna fight? And they're like, oh, the fight is over? No, lay down for like about 2 years. I bring it back up and we gonna just get this thing out of here. There was no fight. There was no moment for me to like jab and, nothing. Just, yeah, like I thought, nothing to see here. Okay, bye-bye. So I didn't lose shit. But the next round, the next time I go into the ring, I will be better suited for whatever it is. Your content is awesome. You've done so much in the industry. I admire your fight. Thank you guys so much, y'all. This really does mean a lot. It really does mean a lot. Just my ability to reconnect with people who once thought I was a decent person, who have taken the time out to follow this journey and feel like I, you know, did something that inspired. That is so important. That is so important to inspire my community and to be present. So that's why I came on here tonight, despite the fact that I'm tired as fuck, because I'm not gonna hold y'all up. I did not sleep because I had a lot of anxiety. Not because I thought that they were going to grant the writ, but because I just kind of wanted it to be over already. And I played this scenario in my mind where maybe the miracle happened, but it was a miracle that I was expecting. I'm not shocked. I'm not devastated. I'm not angry. I'm not anything but disappointed that the justices missed this opportunity to right something that has been wrong in this system for a long time. And it wasn't just me. I spoke from the voices of other Ninth Circuit Appeals Court judges, like Judge Kim McLean Wardlaw, who said it's hubris for district judges to do this and to throw them out at the first opportunity, and Judge Paez, who said, and the in bank hearing where they said even if the expert was the worst ever, we still have to listen. Those judges and what they spoke supported and validated my claim, and it was ignored by the Supreme Court. It was not considered, and they moved on. So shall I, boys and girls. I've gotta move on. The weather has changed. If I'm to survive. Man, listen, I listened to that Layla Hathaway song in the bathroom one day. I wasn't even on the toilet, but I was sitting on the toilet. I wasn't using it. I was sitting on the toilet and listening to that record, and it just drove me to tears. It was so beautiful. Shout out to one of the greatest voices to ever be. I'm coming back just to give you my love. Loving you's the best thing I can do. Oh my God, you guys. Okay, I got to get off of here, but I cannot get off of here without us singing happy birthday to my rock, my sword, and my shield, the love of my life, a man who has stuck with me through thick and thin, who has encouraged me every single day of our marriage to become greater and to become better and to let the dumb shit go and to stop being so nice to motherfuckers who don't deserve it. My military veteran, my fuck around, find out, got my back no matter what. My husband. We are about to be married for 16 years, together for 20 something. And I want to wish you the happiest of birthdays, babe. I love you so much with your old ass. I'm so grateful for you in my life. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear husband. Happy birthday to you. And many more. I love you, babe. Y'all say happy birthday to my husband. I gotta find a picture to post. He'd be like, why you always gotta? Because my man, honey. And we're actually gonna go out and celebrate with my sister Alexis, whose birthday is coming up as well. Yeah. We're gonna celebrate, because my husband be like, look, he just wants some regular. Well, we want Chipotle. Nigga, can we go someplace nice and get cute? And, let me wear this wig. Okay, guys, it is 2 hours into this. How My husband has a daughter. I have a daughter. My daughter has a son. His daughter has a daughter. So we have 2 kids between us and 2 grandbabies. Oh Lord, I just got hot. Oh my Jesus! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Everybody saying happy birthday. Oh, this is Beyonce. Come and look at. Hold on. Come and look at so crazy right now. Am I blowing the fan right? Oh, whatever. Let me stop. Okay, guys. This is your girl Nicci Gilbert Daniels. If you are nasty, Kato, you gonna come say goodbye to the people? Dad, bring my baby in here. Oh, I'm sorry. We got a baby dog too. Somebody said, how many kids do we have? We have a big old monster. Let me go and celebrate another year of life to the greatest man that I've ever known, right? I'm going to give my daddy some credit because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. But when it comes to my rock and just a really awesome, incredible person, you guys, he rolled this thing out. Here you go, baby. He rolled this thing out. Hey, come on. Come say goodbye. Come on. You coming out? He's like, I'm not getting up there today. Come on, come say goodbye. I guess he doesn't want to say goodbye to y'all tonight. You guys, good night from Mommy, Daddy, and Kato. All right, you guys, it's nice with Nicci. Might not be back tomorrow night, because we're going to go see a movie or something. Happy birthday, honey. I love you. And you guys, make sure you hit like, share, subscribe. And we're going to be all right, in the words of Kendrick Lamar. Thank you.